In our earlier segment, you said that a Bakken asset became more appealing finally because we do get that pipeline coming from North Dakota. What else is appealing in energy?
Well, I think that, if you look at the crash in the price of oil, what you really saw was Saudi Arabia showing the rest of the oil-producing world what life could be like with an uncontrolled product price. I think they effectuated a significant amount of pain, which I think led to the recent OPEC agreement. I think that that's positive for oil producers and oil investments all over the world. And I think it's unlikely that the other producers are going to cheat as prolifically as they did in the past because of a fear of Saudi doing that again.
So here in the U.S., I mean, do you want to go buy an asset in the Permian for an acre for $60,000 an acre? Are you going to place a bet on midstream assets because we're going to need some infrastructure build out? Do you want to go to the other areas like Eagle Ford and Bakken that weren't economic at $36, $26 but could be now?
I don't think anything was economic at $30 or $26.
Permian a little bit. Come on, certain areas, Delaware.
Not very much. Maybe the oil thing in your car. You had great confidence that you could get the oil out, but at those prices, I don't think there was much of a deal for anybody. I think that what's going on is positive for the U.S. energy business. I think that I disagree with him. I think that shale is capable of bringing on supply much more rapidly than he suggests. The number of wells that have been drilled over the last few years that are laying there ready to put a pipe in and run them is enormous compared to historical levels. So I think shale could add supply much more rapidly than most people understand.
So, Sam, how do you square those two things? On the one hand, you have an administration now who is pro-energy, pro-development, pro-production of oil. On the other hand, you talk about the need to control price, have some price protection when it comes to Saudi Arabia. Is there a danger that this new approach in the United States will actually overproduce and actually drive the price right back down again?
I don't think so. I think that the natural limitations that exist on distribution, on mid-level pipelines, and all this other stuff limit how fast the United States can go. I mean, we have 6 or 8 pipeline proposals that are currently being bollocksed up all over the United States and Canada. That puts a limit on how rapidly oil can, in effect, flow. And so I think that I don't think that the U.S. represents a risk to oversupply the way Saudi Arabia does.
Sam, how much cash are you sitting on right now? Ready to deploy?
A lot.
What would it take to put it to work then? You seem pretty optimistic about this sector.
Well, I think I'm an entrepreneur. I've always been optimistic, and you don't get to where I am by being a pessimist. So the answer is that we're constantly looking for opportunities to better invest our capital, and particularly in an environment like this, where the alternative, meaning fixed rate debt, is horrific. I mean, I had a conversation with one of the major banks recently, complaining about the fact that we had $200 million and they were paying us 18 basis points. And I said, that's crazy. He said, where do you want me to send it? And I said, well, he says, we're doing you a favor at 18 basis points. And he was. But that doesn't change the fact that, at 18 basis points, I ain't going to get rich.
Well, you're not going to get rich. You're not going to get rich sitting on cash, and you didn't get rich sitting on cash. So what's going to happen in the next 12 to 18 months for Sam Zell?
Well, what do I think's going to happen? What do I hope's going to happen are two different questions.
Where you want to put your money to have happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the direction and the appointments that President Trump have made are very positive for the business community, for employment, and for growth. If those come together and actually start to happen, I think we could have a pretty optimistic period going forward, and a lot of opportunity to invest capital in different areas.
But those benefits to the business community will not be evenly distributed across all sectors. They never are. So where do you see the biggest winners under a Trump administration in terms of sectors?
Well, I think energy is a big winner. I think I think that real estate is a positive winner, maybe not in the single-family house market, but in the commercial real estate market. Again, much impacted by how much supply is out there right now and growing. Obviously, technology continues to be the driving force of our economy, and it's going to continue to do that. But in an arena of higher positive attitude, there's more risk money out there to foster newer and more radical ideas.
And you brought up energy as your number one, but there is so much energy. Capital markets are widely open to energy, whether in the debt market or in the capital market. So specifically, give me something else, Sam. Don't be subtle. What's a good energy investment today for Sam Zell?
Well, I mean, we just made an investment 2 days ago in an area called the Stack,
Oh, yeah.
which is in Oklahoma. We think the prospects for that are awesome, and we just committed 2 days ago. So there's a specific example of us taking advantage of what we thought was a very attractive opportunity.